study how teams play against certain teams. Some teams you just match up terrific with and you have a good feel. Others, it's just a disaster. And as Jason just said, hey, Portland feels really good about playing against the Clips. And so that'll be an interesting matchup. And, of course, we'll be watching that close because Houston today beats OKC, surprises me. And maybe they're going to be in the 8th spot. I think the two young teams are going to be in the 5 and 6 spot. I think we're talking Utah and we're talking Portland. It's a matter of the older teams, Houston and Dallas, to see what they do down there.
And Memphis may drop all the way to number 8. By the way, Blake Griffin started today, played 24 minutes. He had 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. But you know who we're comparing the Warriors to? Not the current teams today. We're comparing the Splash Brothers to those two guys.
Oh.
Batman and Robin. Did you hear what Scottie Pippen said yesterday? I would have expected it from Dennis Rodman, not from Scotty. Now, Sean Livingston grew up in Peoria, Illinois, and his favorite team was the Chicago Bulls. But if we're playing this matchup, Sean, you're a Warrior, you're not a Bull. And we'll do it next on Warriors Pregame Live, presented by Metro PCS.
They played great defense on the perimeter, especially, and got us out of sync. And you know, we just weren't able to get a rhythm until it was really late, and then we needed to make every play, and we didn't do that. So it's the way it goes.
We didn't play the way we needed to play to win the game. And it's funny because there's been quite a few games like that this year, and we still find a way. Finally caught up to us.
That's just how the game goes. We've gotten away with some games that we probably shouldn't have won with shots like that. And tonight, it wasn't our time. It wasn't our night.
It was a weird feeling, used to winning, obviously. But just look at the bright side, take the positives of it. It's good to reshuffle the deck, get back to the drawing board, tomorrow and start a new streak.
Exactly 430 days passed since the Warriors last lost a home game. 2 different NFL champions were crowned. Tiger Woods fell slightly saintly to number 425. The Triple Crown drought ended, and while the Warriors didn't lose a single home game, the 76ers lost 76. No, actually, it was 42. They lost 4. They didn't play that night. They would have lost more. All right, so our Chasing History presented by Moskowitz LLP, Steph Curry, and the Warriors. They know what they have to do now. They have to go 5-1 over their last 6 to get to 73 wins. They only have one more mulligan, and they still got to get one more road win, Stanley. 32 road wins will not be enough. They need that 33rd, maybe in Memphis. Could they get it in San Antonio? If the Warriors win tonight, it'll be a nice number. They'll be the 4th team in the history of the NBA to get to 69. It started with the royalty in the league, Jerry and Elgin and Gail Goodrich in 71-72. The Bulls, of course, came back, broke that record. And the very next year, they won 69. So what a back-to-back run for Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, who was recently asked if the Warriors of today played the Bulls of 20 years ago, how would that series go, Scottie?
72-win Bull team versus this Warriors team. How would it play out in the 7-game series?
Bulls in 4.
Bulls in 4?
Yeah.
They don't get one off you?
No.
You guys don't take one night off, go out a little bit, and give them one?
No. I don't think we'll take the night off.
Calling a sweep against the Warriors. You and Michael in your prime versus Clay and Steph right now. Who covers who, and how does it play out?
I'll probably put Michael on Clay.
Oh, you want the big challenge?
Yeah, I think that my size and length could bother him a little bit. So,
how many does Steph get on you?
If I can keep him under 20, I think I'm doing good.
Would you keep him under 20?
I think I could.
Scotty, I don't think he's gained a pound. Maybe we could play this game. Michael's gained a few pounds. Rodman, I think, about the same. The Bulls, by the way, in their 77th game, they beat Philadelphia 112-82 as Rodman grabbed 16 rebounds. So we keep going back and forth. The Warriors of today, 20 years ago, Bulls. Why don't we ask a guy who coaches one team and was a shooting guard for the other off the bench? That would be Steve Kerr.
It was so much more physical back then. You could grab guys with 2 hands. You couldn't play zone. There was that old, 3-second rule where, you know, everybody would put their 7-foot non-offensive center out on the island above the arc on the wing. That way, and then the defender had to go out there. Now you don't have to do that. We bring our weak side offensive guy over to the strong side. That was a violation then. It's not now. And so you start thinking in those terms, and then it's not just the rules, but it's the ramifications. And that's why a lot of times the older guys are looking at the game saying, you know, what's going on? Like, it looks so non-physical, and, you know, the teams are taking 30 or 40 threes. You know, 20 years ago they were taking 7 or 8, so the game was much more compact and physical and paint-oriented. So when you start factoring in all those things, then you think about different people's perspectives on it. It kind of makes sense that they see the game from a different light.
Yeah, that's the exact point, Sam. I would pick a winner, Warriors of today, Bulls 20 years ago, but which set of rules are we playing by? Today's or the ones of 20 years ago?
Perfectly explained by the coach. He's right on. It was a totally different game. You can remember back in the old days, we used to do this. That meant you're icing somebody. We'd put Manute up there. I mean, you know, that's just the way the game was, and you had segments of the court you were allowed to be in and all of that, and it was physical. Let me tell you what, when you cut through the lane, everybody, what we call bump the guy. You chest bumped them. This is different. There was all kinds of low post play. Now we're seeing all kinds of pick and roll in the middle of the floor. That's to take nothing away from this Chicago team. It was fabulous. I had the displeasure of sitting on the bench against them many a time. It was a fabulous team, but we have a fabulous team now with this group, and I think they're going to continue to grow in stature.
The question I have is, can the Bulls extend out to guard the Splash Brothers? And I think in Michael and Scotty, you do. I mean, you have length and you have quick feet. When you're talking about these two guys, not only the two of the best scorers in the NBA, but Steph has 369 threes this year. He may get to 400. Clay has made 260 threes. He may get to 300. They could make 700 combined, and the game is just different. But I agree with Pippen. I think Pippen would be on Curry, and Michael would be really good coming off the screens against Clay. But the real matchup for me would be at power forward between Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green. Lately, how fun would that be? They'd get into a fight about 2 minutes into the game, wouldn't they?
I hadn't even thought of that one. That would be hand-to-hand combat. You talk about two high-octane guys. Wow. That would be amazing.
All right, we just found out moments ago. Guess who the Warriors are going to start with Andrew Bogut out of the lineup? Festus Ezeli is back. He will play, and he will start tonight for the Golden State Warriors. So our starting lineup was about 8 weeks ago that Festus had the arthroscopic surgery on his left knee. He was upgraded to doubtful yesterday. He played a little 3-on-3 post-practice. So the starting lineup is Stephen Clay in the backcourt. Harrison, Draymond, and Festus Ezeli Saint is back to start the game tonight to match up against Mason Plumlee.
I'm thrilled for Festus that he's going to be able to play. And, you know, this period of about 6 games that he's going to get the rust out of the engine will be big for him, timing. And then he was a key piece in the playoffs last year. So to get him back right now is a real shot in the arm for the team.
Had scope surgery on February the 8th to just clean out some debris in his left knee. And they said 6 to 8 weeks, and it's been about 8 weeks. So you got this game, and you got 5 more after this to get him integrated into your lineup. So we'll see how many minutes he can play. That'll be the thing, how his cardio is when you play him in like 5-minute intervals, something like that.
So what you're saying is Andre Iguodala with his getting him waived and all that was fictitious.
That was a hoax. He's starting the night.
All right, just April Fool's.
Yeah.
I would look, you're right. I would think 4 to 5 minute segments and probably give him 15 minutes tonight of playing time.
Wait a minute. That was an April Fool's Day joke because Festus is here. They had an elaborate thing that he was waived. He's starting. Maybe the game on Friday was an April Fool's Day joke. They didn't lose that game. You dreamed it all. They're still undefeated at home. No, they're not. But they'll start a new streak tonight. Should be fun. Stephen Clay against the Great Dame and C.J. McCollum. Warriors basketball's next.
Despite the demise of their historic home win streak, Golden State's primary goal is still within reach, being the #1 seed throughout the postseason. But it will not be simple. 6 games remain and 5 are against playoff teams. Tonight's opponent is the surprising and explosive Portland Trailblazers. A local legend. And the reigning MVP face off in a Sunday showdown at Oracle right now. Six games remain on a sold-out Sunday at Oracle with the Blazers in town as the Warriors continue to chase history. The best record ever at 68-8 to this point, but more importantly, the Lexus pursuit of perfection is being the 1 seed. The magic number is 3, taking on the Blazers tonight. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett, and we're talking about a loss at home at Oracle that never happens, but it's moving forward to be the 1 seed and a guard-oriented game. Jim, this is your kind of ball game.
I love the scores for both teams in the backcourt, up and down. A lot of threes made, and the Warriors want to get back on the winning track. I think it's good. They play 2 days later. They want to get back on the winning track, and they will.
They have not lost consecutive games all season long, and when Steve Kerr addressed the team after the loss to Boston, it wasn't about what just happened. It was about what they just accomplished.
I congratulated them. Are you kidding me? They just won 54 home games in a row. I mean, what our guys have accomplished is incredible. I don't know if people understand the intensity it takes and the work that it takes to put together a streak like that, to compete night in and night out when you're worn out, and it takes a lot out of you, and especially when every game, is the other team's biggest game.
Steve Kerr always puts the proper perspective on things. Accentuate the positive. Yes, they've won 54 straight regular season games dating back to January of last year. They've already set a franchise record again this year, 68 wins. This is a team that takes a lot of pride. They learn from their mistakes, and that's what they're trying to do now to finish the season.
Well, you look at finishing the season, the remaining 6 games are all part of our Metro PCS Unlimited Performance. 6 left, chasing the 1 seed. But, Jim, 5 of those 6 teams are all playing for playoff positioning.
Yes, they have something to play for. The Warriors have something to play for. They have not secured the number 1 seed in the West. That's the first objective there. And then they get back. They're going to play San Antonio twice. Things could change.
Watch the point guard matchup tonight. It's a fun one. Oakland's home, the Oakland Soldier from Oakland Tech, Damian Lillard, taking on the MVP and Stephen Curry. The Blazers and Warriors, a lot of threes, a lot of guard play, a lot of fun. Greg and Gary back in the studio right after this.
All right, let's check out the Warriors starting lineup. They are 68-8. They need 5 more victories in the last 6 to get to 73. Andrew Bogut will not play tonight with a rib injury suffered Friday, so Festus Ezeli will make his start, his 12th of the year, his first Warrior game since January the 25th when he came down with a left knee injury and scope surgery on that. He's not played in 31 straight games. Gary St. Jean, how much can Festus play? He's back tonight.
I think he can give you maybe 15 minutes. You play him in 4-minute bursts. And here's the key. Everyone's back to their natural positions to start the game. Then you have that trump card if you want to go to your small lineup at the end. Also, Pop, look for cross matches in the backcourt. We could see Clay guarding Lillard for a good span in this game.
That's the way it worked on March the 11th. They'll guard everybody. They trade it off and they switch everything. But I think you'll look for Steph Curry to open the game on C.J. McCollum and to put the length of Klay Thompson on Damian Lillard. Festus is back. Warriors basketball's next.
It's time for tip-off. Here's Fitz and JB.
All right, MVP, Blazers and Warriors for the 4th and final time. Portland fighting for their playoff lives. Warriors looking to move closer to clinching the 1 seed. Our Xfinity starting lineups: Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and welcome back Festus Ezeli. Andrew Bogut will not play tonight. Ezeli back after a 31-game absence. Lillard, McCollum, Harkless, Al-Farouq Aminu, and Mason Plumlee for the Blazers. And Damian Lillard, a 51-point game against the Warriors, a 40-point game against the Warriors, but both of those were in Portland.
In the second half of the season, he has really been scoring, and you see the Warriors following a loss. Haven't lost 2 in a row. Don't expect that to happen tonight.
Both the Warriors and the Spurs have that distinction, not having lost consecutive games. And Mo Harkless scoring inside.
He's been playing better lately for those Blazers. Portland North
took care of Miami last night. Warriors losing Friday night to Boston here at Oracle. Draymond spins on the baseline to put it up and in. Now you see him, now you don't. What a move. So Klay Thompson opens on Lillard, and Curry has McCollum.
And they're both a handful.
Shot pocket 5. And Steph with the reach. Will be called for the foul. Scott Foster, Justin Van Dyne, and Eric Lewis blowing the whistles tonight. And there's the man getting my vote for most improved player in the NBA. C.J. McCollum, a 4-year player at Lehigh. And I think when you've gone from 6.8 to 20.
Yes, I think that deserves recognition. 20.7. So he's got a 14-point increase.
There's our friend Terry Stotts, former Warrior assistant to Rick Carlisle in Dallas, and has done an outstanding job as the Portland head coach. We're seeing in 2 games Brad Stevens and Terry Stotts, 2 coaches that have gotten the most out of their squads.
When you think about Portland losing 4 starters from last year's team, here they are.
Draymond missing that 3. Ezeli keeping it alive, but Lillard will push.
Portland is pushing it. You got an easy one inside.
And Plumlee, the beneficiary.
Ezeli missing 31 games. Get a little lax like that, you don't expect. The game moves fast. You've got to find that rhythm.
You never get into basketball shape unless you're playing basketball.
And they've got to be careful with throwing him the ball tonight. Make sure he's ready. A little more deliberate.
Well, is he ready? He knocked that one down.
He was ready for that, because that's what he does best. The roll and the lob.
Plumlee hustling for the second time down court. Al-Farouq Aminu. Who is this guy?
Well, he made 6 threes in their win over Boston the night before Boston played the Warriors. Thursday night. 6 threes.
On the scouting report, you got McCollum and Lillard well before you get to Aminu.
Well, they've got 4 players on their roster that's made over 100 threes this year. Of course, led by Lillard and McCollum.
Plumlee, nice take with the left hand. Mason Plumlee having a good year, averaging 9 and 8.
Of course, the Warriors have one guy over 350 and another guy over 250.
Wait, who are those 2 guys that make those threes? Harrison Barnes with the wing jumper.
Harrison been playing well. 6 straight games in double figures. A little more consistent for him.
Well, welcome those of you watching on NBA TV. Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Roz Gold on Wood A at Oracle. With the Blazers off to a 10-6 lead.
They're a confident group. They believe in each other. They trust.
And Festus and Draymond with the D on Aminu. Curry in transition. And Klay spaces out for 3.
I love what Harrison Barnes did. He spotted up also. So there's one defender over there. And Stephen Curry played with that one defender. Held on the ball a little longer. Had to make a decision. And he got the open look.
Lillard misfiring. And last time these 2 teams were in this building, they combined for 37 threes. That lob goes awry, but just Festus able to bat it to Draymond. Play the return pass. Skip pass, Curry, corner 3.
It's amazing how they give this man that much space. They're turning their back on him and really not helping their teammates inside.
8 straight by the Dubs. Collins very clever.
That's a heck of a move in there, knowing I give a pump fake, maybe I'll get a heck of a defender at 6'7" off my back.
Steph Steph into the shot blocker. Steph is on rebound.
He wanted 2 free throws. That's exactly why. He could have easily made the first shot, I believe, but he just kind of wanted to set the tone and say, I'm going to get to the line. We didn't do that much last game.
And that's because he got a good look at Isaiah Thomas. And now he does it as a little man, and Lillard does the same with the field goal and the foul.
Upstairs we go checking the game. First time tonight, number 18, Anderson.
No one protecting along the baseline. Never gave Festus an angle to block. And Festus, this is good. Have him in for about 4.5 minutes. He's bushed already, but he'll go back. Smart of Steve.
Well, his recovery at the time that Bogut is injured with the rib, it could not have worked out any better.
Just don't know how many minutes able to play.
Varejao checking in. Curry again, and laying it in again.
By throwing it off the board so high, it comes down at an angle, so it's soft on top of the rim, not to the side of the rim, and not bouncing off it, bouncing into it.
All 5 Warriors starters have scored. Varejao taking the charge.
Always close, block charge. Let's watch Varejao. He moves, and Nate Levise called that a block.
Draymond slipped. It's a 3-on-none. And Mo Harkless finishing.
Harkless has been in double figures 4 of the last 5 games, and that's pretty good for a man who averages 6 a game. He's given them a lift. They've won 4 in a row.
Play with the step around.
He's got a vast number of ways to maneuver and get the shot with his length.
And Lillard getting into Harrison Barnes and drawing that foul. Damian Lillard has not played well at Oracle in the last 5 times he's been here.
Right.
And he so desperately wants to play well here. And you could watch these guards go against each other all night.
Well, there are not many off guards able to complete a play once they've terminated the dribble like that. And rotating around, being able to jump and separate from the defender to get the shot off. His length gives him a huge advantage there. And his confidence, his focus.
So even at 18 with 6:40 remaining in the first. And the firepower with both teams at 70% or better shooting. Steph has 7 on 3 of 5, and you know about the threes, but it's him penetrating and finishing the addition to his game.
Curry, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champs.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Tie game between the Warriors and the Trailblazers. The Warriors still have a great shot at beating the 95-96 Bulls 72-10 record. And even in the face of a loss at home that snapped a 54-game home win streak, those Bulls and these Warriors have a lot in common. The Bulls were undefeated at home until they lost 2 of the last 4 games at home in April. Steve Kerr, who played on that Bulls team, said the end season experience as they approach the record is almost exactly the same. Constant media scrutiny about the streak, some slippage in execution, and some barely squeaked out wins. Despite that, those Bulls went on to win the championship.
Also, too, Roz, he talked about the record-breaking win over Milwaukee, 86-80, was one of the ugliest games the Bulls played all season. They had nothing left as far as chasing history. Harrison Barnes rimming that 3 out.
I like it, though. His shot is online. That's a good miss, if you will.
Varejao, Curry, nearly on the steal. Aminu can't finish. Plumlee will track it down. The travel.
Both Varejao and Barnes stayed down on the pump fake, so he had nowhere to go.
That sequence is a good idea or a good example. Portland is the 5th best offensive rebounding team in the NBA. And whether it's Plumlee or Aminu or Ed Davis off the bench,
yes,
you better be strong on the defensive glass.
Well, their bench has been really good, Portland's lately. 27 of the last 39 games, they've outscored their opponent's bench.
Steph Curry missing that 3. Well, Allen Crabbe and Gerald Henderson have been outstanding.
What I noticed here, McCollum and Leonard, they're trying to drive the rim before the defense gets set. And is successful there.
Plumlee is so active. They're 6 and 3 already.
Yeah, they're not walking it up the floor. They're attacking early offense.
Draymond had the post up, and he will draw the foul. That was a tough angle pass.
Very risky.
Portland foul charge number 3, C.J. McCollum, first personal, first team foul.
Yeah, this used to be, don't ever make that pass, but they do it today's NBA, and they're counting on the offensive player to seal that man and hold him, and don't lose position because it's all about body position.
Draymond hitting the free throw. Season ticket priority wait list is your way to get pre-sale access. Round 1 playoff tickets. Enjoy exclusive access to the best possible season tickets the moment they become available at 888-GSW-HOOP. You can do that tonight. Free throw split. Draymond is still a tick under 70% from the line, and that's the area that will need to continue to improve.
Now the Blazers got a little more deliberate in this possession. He's going to try to finish it.
Lillard does. All 5 Blazer starters, all 5 Warrior starters, all on the board.
Both Lillard and Curry love the ball in their hands when the shot clock's winding down. They eat that up. All great players do.
Draymond, tough take. Better rebound and finish.
It was blocked just enough that it stayed straight in front of him. He took advantage.
Portland 9 of 12, Warriors 9 of 17. Harkless.
Well, if you're going to switch that play, you got to jump switch it.
Everybody's making threes now. Draymond mid-range. Varejao batted it out, but Harkless will track it down. Lillard thought about a deep 3. Now attacking and drawing the foul.
Warriors foul charge to Anderson, Varejao, personal 14 foul.
Hesitation. Then you turn it on, and he came right in front of Varejao because he knew the freight train couldn't stop in time.
Portland, 6th highest scoring team in the league. Warriors are number 1. This is the bench brigade that Jim's been talking about checking in. And Lillard at Oracle, our Coors Light cold hard facts. His last 5, 33%, 31% on threes, and less than 18 a game. He has struggled in his hometown.
Well, maybe that's why he's trying to get to the line tonight. How about this? 435 free throws in 70 games coming in, compared to Curry, who leads the Warriors with 378 in 73 games. We're talking an enormous amount more from Lillard. He knows how to do a lot of things.
Varejao, that's a beautiful screen. He just cleaned up. So Curry was wide open to hit that shot. Harkless is a 26% three-pointer shooter. Missing there, but Lillard dropping in the 3.
Yeah, Harkless made that other, and that's only his 34th of the season. But he, as I said, he's getting better and better. I like him. Only 1 year at St. John's. He's still young.
Portland is 11 of 15. Offensively, they're rolling. So pocket pass, and that will be the foul. 2:59 remaining in the first. The Blazers playing well, but Varejao, that is how you set a screen to the best shooter in the world. April with the Blazer lead at 7. In our AT&T U-verse rewind, we talked about a hometown kid, Damian Lillard. So good for Oakland Tech. 22 a game as a senior. What's always impressed me, Jim, all the schools wanted him when he was a senior. Weber State had wanted him all throughout his career. He honored that commitment, stayed there 4 years, has done exceedingly well for himself, and I think is a great example that you don't start chasing the recruiting game, and you also can stay 4 years and do just fine financially too.
Yes. Usually more so. McCollum stayed 4 years at Lehigh.
Yep.
You're going to make your money, and the better you become in college, the more prepared you are for this league, and then you can step right in and have an impact.
Well, you were
trying to feel your way through a few years, and sometimes never get it.
Well, you were talking about Mo Harkless. This is his 4th year. Guess what? Now he's learned how to play. Harkless finishing inside.
Warriors had him in for a look-see 4 years ago, coming out.
John Livingston right off the bench, right into the bucket.
That's a really nice pass from Draymond. His vision is terrific. And that was soft. He lobbed that one perfectly. Didn't try to fire it.
Well, he's going to be able to slow down the Blazers as Ed Davis scores inside. When you don't have Bogut and when you don't have Iguodala, you are missing 2 of your 4 best defensive players. And Portland is playing a near perfect first quarter. Draymond, his 3rd tip, and couldn't quite get it in.
Davis just tipped it over to Crabbe. Smart play. That's a tough shot.
Lillard rattling it out. What we said, every defensive rebound's at a premium tonight. And that's why offensive rebounds become 3s so often, because your defense isn't set and you lose containment on players. So the Blazers up double digits for the first time. And Curry will draw the foul.
Portland foul charge to 0 Damian Lillard. Take a personal first-team foul inside the last 2 minutes.
Somehow, they've got to get Portland to miss some shots.
Yeah.
Portland's getting whatever they want. From the field, from 3-point range, and at the line.
Well, Lillard, too, 5 straight games. He hasn't had 18. Well, tonight, he's got 14 in the first quarter. That streak is coming to an end. So Steph's first free throw of the night. Curry's got 10. The point guard battle that we promised has materialized. 14-11. Lillard over Curry early.
Playing Davis at the center spot because Myers Leonard had season-ending surgery. March 24th.
Allen Crabbe missing the 3. Another Blazer offensive rebound. Draymond with a block. Gerald Henderson deflecting that away. Only the Warriors' 2nd turnover. Lillard starting to feel it, but missing there. And Steph did a good job back for that rebound. It's still loose on the deck. Livingston will come up with it. Bodies flying everywhere. And you got an 8-second violation. Did not cross midcourt. And then the 8 seconds after Curry had rebounded the ball.
Terry Stotts made sure Scott Foster was on top of that. He was out there making the call at half court. Well, the Warriors got used to this kind of pressure just 2 nights ago against Boston. Terry Stotts has this team playing hard, but they're in position to take over Memphis spot at the number 5, and they'd match up against the Clippers rather than OKC, and they'd much rather do that. Now, let's just say if they won tonight and Memphis loses, which I think they may have already done that, they lost to Orlando, they would move a half a game ahead into the 5th spot. They won't get the 4. A little easier travel schedule for them.
Collin missing there.
And a softer schedule, maybe. But let's see if the Warriors can change things here. But they've got to first work at the defensive end. Offense isn't the problem.
Step back. Oh, man. How good is Stephen Curry?
He's got too good of a dance step. He just froze Henderson.
Don't leave Lillard. And Draymond didn't. He knew he wasn't passing that. Not at the end of a quarter. So the Blazers put up 37, shoot it at 58%. Curry 14, Lillard 14. And it's a Portland 6-point lead after the first 12 minutes. Blazer lead at 6. And some pyrotechnics in that first quarter, scoring-wise, for both point guards. Sean Livingston and Mo Spates working that two-man game. And turning the faucet off on Portland. That's going to be the issue after that stellar first quarter. McCollum, Al-Farouq Aminu, Gerald Henderson, Allen Crabbe, and Ed Davis for the Blazers. Shot clock at 4. Henderson got Livingston in the air. Gerald Henderson to shoot 2, and we check in with Roz.
Okay, I'm ready. Coach Kerr told the team in that last timeout that they're playing fine. They're making every shot. But you know what we do need to do a better job of is getting to loose balls and long rebounds.
And that's what I said, Roz, where Portland's 5th in offensive rebounding.
And they've got 9 second chance points to show for it.
And that's the point, is they all scratch and claw for those rebounds. Ed Davis leads the charge. And the stop is not secure until you've got the ball. And a rebound in the miss. You know, Henderson was a nice find, Jim, because when Batum went to Charlotte, Noah Vonleh was supposedly the big piece. But Gerald Henderson is a pro's pro. He's in the last year of his contract, but he's playing very good basketball for the Blazers right now. There's Spates inside, and Davis the rebound.
Henderson's one of those vagabonds, if you will. He's been around, and he plays a perfect role off the bench for you. Not going to give you a lot as a starter, but they don't need him as a starter. He just flew his teammate there, C.J. McCollum. He started to go back there, then came back and started to go again, and miscommunication.
That's what we always talk with Bogut. If you cut, he's throwing it every time. So you don't want to fake out your own teammate on that play. Osa.
He just loves to attack the rim, and he's fearless. Played well against Boston. Timely baskets, hit a big 3 for him.
See, McCollum just plays the point when Lillard sits. He can get wherever he wants on the floor. Missing the shot there. Barbosa to push.
Spates recovered pretty well, though, and bothered that shot.
Leandro again.
He's got change of speed, change of direction, and a quick release around the board.
Come in as a reserve and change the game. And the Brazilian Blur never disappoints. Blazer lead trimmed to 1. They had led by 11. Our Shamrock Office Solutions play of the week. Klay Thompson with the game-tying 3 off the Livingston offensive rebound, sending the game to overtime in Utah. And the Warriors would end up winning that game. Our Shamrock Office Solutions play of the week.
When they're in the same spot, Curry, Thompson, and they get an offensive rebound handed back to him after the first miss, it's a guaranteed make. Thompson knew he was going to make that, and he got it up in the air, splashed into the twine. I'm not sure you have to go over that screen. That leaves Davis inside the rebound.
Another good contest by Mo Spates.
Go under that screen with Henderson.
Barbosa's had the hot hand. He just couldn't get it over iron.
But you're talking about over, under on screens. When you go over the top and you want to chase like that, usually you get a switch, a mismatch, and you have to weigh the odds. You know, I don't see Henderson coming off a hard dribble, 3-point shot from the top of the circle up there.
That time Henderson taking his time and banking it home. Gerald Henderson is going to be a nice free agent for somebody in his 7th year out of Duke. It's a defensive 3-second violation for the shot. So that'll be a technical free throw.
Klay Thompson at the line, attempting the technical shot.
I agree with you that Portland will surpass Memphis, but I really, as a basketball fan, would have loved to see OKC and Portland play, because the score would be like 165 to 158. Can you imagine all the back and forth? It's like the Warriors 81 to 61 halftime advantage last time these two teams played each other. Klay, beautiful pump fake, better shot.
How does he make that shot? Crab comes right down on him, and yet he gets his balance and his strength back. This is a heck of a finish. Most people would just give up and say, I'll take the 2 free throws. But he gets the and one.
The size and strength of Klay Thompson.
And protecting the ball all the way so he can get it off.
He always gives you something to remind you that he's 6'7". And that he goes a solid 215. Collins got Speights on a switch. He steps back and Mo forced him into a deeper 3. Livingston rises just off iron.
That's a shot. You shoot over McCollum.
Brandon Rush first playing time. And Brandon with a block.
Started to go with the left hand because he saw Speights, but did not figure on Brandon Rush trailing him, taking it.
And there's Ed Davis adding another one to the backcourt.
That they call not a controlled tip.
Correct. Portland's 1 of 6 shooting this quarter. This reserve unit did a good job defensively
against several of their reserves. They've been playing well.
Clock at 5. McCollum. See Brandon Rush stay down. Henderson recognizes. And he flipped it in, but that's an offensive foul. Oh, Speights and set up shot.
Demonstrative call by Scott Foster. Heck of a finish inside by Henderson, but to no avail.
Meany was a very good defender. A great play by Ed Davis blocking the Thompson layup. Portland, good rotation. And a misfire.
He thought Amina was going to stay in the corner. Well, I don't know how much contact there was. I think Speights was there, but I tell you what, I like to see offense. Nothing against Speights there.
You know, Joey Crawford is retired.
Yes.
Scott Foster, it looked like Joey calling an offensive foul.
That's why I said demonstrative.
Yeah, no, but it looked just like Joey. It was nice, a little homage to the 39-year veteran. Collum.
Just a couple of the moves, and then a little wiggle to the left and a dribble, and he gets to the spot where he's just comfortable and all alone. That's why they're just, the Warriors, the last few games, part of their defensive problem, I think they switched too easily. And so you get mismatches.
Steve Kerr will use the timeout. Blazers up 1 with 7:20 remaining in the half. Blazer lead at 1 with 7:20 remaining in the first half. Our Ford Wright choice. Oftentimes, when Damian Lillard and Stephen Curry are on the dribble, they choose to shoot the 3 themselves. Not catch and shoot, but the Ford Wright choice is they call their own number. It's a good thing that they do because 2 of them are excellent practitioners of the dribble-created 3s. Matter of fact, our Geico Advanced Analytic, the most unassisted 3s, Curry and Lillard lead the NBA in that category.
No surprise. And no surprise with Harden right behind him. Ball handling, quickness, deception, and quick release.
And that's a great nugget there, that after Steph and Clay, it is Damian Lillard who has the most threes over the last 3 years. Curry chasing the Magic 403s.
They didn't run back. And this ball's
couldn't quite turnover.
Yeah, couldn't quite save it. Portland was trying to run it down and then get a dunk.
You know, Steph gets to 400. You break the single season record by 114 made threes.
Set by a pretty good shooter.
Are you kidding? Is that even real?
His own high water mark.
Anderson lasering that in.
He loves to come off screens, catch, and shoot.
Klay Thompson, change of speed. Ed Davis is always active, but Brandon Rush, the 50-50 balls Steve Kerr told Roz about. Aminu with the long arms. Crab's got to earn it at the line.
Yeah, that last play is a good idea to throw to Mo. But he, rather than try to complete the play before you get the ball, you've got to make sure you get possession of the ball and then do something different inside. Another turnover.
So Alan Crabb averaging double digits off the bench.
He's playing 26 minutes a night this year in his third year. It's productive.
Bringing in the free throw. 2016 playoff presented by Kaiser Permanente. Tickets go on sale on Friday, but you can get the pre-sale access to the first round with season ticket priority wait list at 888-GSW-HOOP.
Warriors call time, 20-second timeout.
Steve Kerr is going to use 22nd timeout here in between the free throws. You get an idea of how well Portland has been playing. You beat Boston, you beat Miami, you win 4 in a row. They've been excellent at home, but they're up-tempoing this game. They're getting the good bench productivity, and Lillard is having a game.
Well, Lillard 14, along with Steph Curry in that first quarter. Not a lot of threes in the second quarter when they take the starters out, but when they come back in, these 3 previous games, we've seen 96 made threes by these two clubs. 96 made, and they're 48 made by each club. 48 by the Blazers, 48 by the Warriors, and they come down to that kind of shooting tonight.
Yeah, Portland's got 4 made, and the Warriors have 3.
All in the first quarter.
And the Blazers, I think, handed the Warriors one of their, big losses of the year. The first game after the All-Star break, 137-105. That was not a fluke. That was Blazer domination when Lillard had the 51 points. So Crabb hitting both free throws.
And you remember that first game of the season, January 8th up in Portland. The Warriors won that game, but Lillard had 40 and 10 assists along with 40 points.
Yeah, Warriors still won that game by 20, though.
Yes, they did.
Draymond, front iron.
Last game here, Warriors made 18 threes. The Blazers made 19, and the Warriors won.
Collin curling that out. Brandon Rush. He dribbles into a 3.
No one came to him at all. Your defensive priority is you stop the ball, but it's coming down the floor, and someone's got to be on the man handling the ball.
Warriors small here with Draymond at center. Crab mid-range, and Draymond the rebound. Harrison Barnes. They cycle it to Curry. Shot clock at 12. Deep 3. Good. So the Warriors, most threes ever in NBA history, is now 1,000 for a team. Terry Stott's going to stop it. 1,000 threes. And for Curry, 23-9 is nothing, because he'll just move further and further out.
This is a launch. See, he gets his legs underneath him. He shoots this on the way up, so it doesn't have to depend on his arms. That is a strength in the leg shot. And he squares up on a dime quickly. And then that release is so quick because he does it with his legs, and he's not at the peak of the jump there.
So I quiz you on the three-point shooting. The best three-point shooting team overall, the best on the road, the best at home, the #1 in makes. If you're guessing on any three-point stat, just guess the Warriors and you'll be fine.
And they defend it pretty well, too.
Yeah. And for a long time, they've been #1 in defending the three, and they moved back to that category.
Yeah, they're #1. Blazers number 23.
Therein lies where it can be unfair. Best three-point shooting team guards you at the three-point line the best. Henderson missing that three. I love how Barnes and Draymond are working the glass. Klay Thompson drifting and hitting anyway.
He was ready to catch because he knew exactly where Curry was going to deliver it. When you get someone running at you, you just make one move, one dribble, and you're up. And it's done.
Davis had Klay on a switch and follows in his own miss.
I like Ed Davis. I've always liked him. Liked him in Memphis.
You know, rebounders, when you're scouting Ed Davis, he goes every time.
Yes, he does.
Not every once in a while. He goes to the glass every time. And so if you're boxing him out or being aware of Ed Davis, you better bring a lunch pail. And I think he's in the perfect role here. As you said, undersized center, comes in with the second unit, and just keeps so many balls alive with all these extra scores and Harkless and Henderson and Crabbe.
Well, he's 6'10", long arms, and he's their best offensive rebounder. 40% of his rebounds come in the offensive end.
Having a scorers table issue here that Scott Foster is sorting out. They're also adjusting the clock, running some time down. They ended at 4:35 and they ended at 4:18. Tuesday, Timberwolves coming to town. Hardwood Classics night presented by Jamba Juice. The Warriors will wear their city jerseys. And you will see one of the best rookies in recent vintage in the NBA. Karl Anthony Towns can flat out play. Inside, outside, scoring, can step out to the three-point line and comfortable on the block. Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, and the Timberwolves squad that is rebuilding nicely. Draymond will draw the foul. Nice spin move on Davis.
17 on Davis, first personal, second team foul.
You know, Jim, after Minnesota Tuesday, I don't know what you're doing Thursday night, but the Spurs are here. That ought to be interesting. The third meeting between the two best teams in the league.
I have one question for you. Are all the Spurs coming here?
Ooh, that is a good question. Well, just Thursday. This is where you have to detach from your family, call in sick from work. Giants, Dodgers, home opener.
Okay.
The Masters starts, and the Warriors play the Spurs here at Oracle. Have yourself a Thursday.
It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. That's A1 stuff.
You're also going to have Sacramento Kings have a home game, Sharks have a home game, and the A's have a home game. You're not at a sporting event Thursday. What are you doing? As Damian Lillard hits from the baseline.
He just gets a big on him. He just outputs him and falls away. You can't get to the shot.
Plumlee is chasing Curry around.
He did a pretty good job not letting him go back door.
And he eventually won the matchup.
Of course.
Draymond's so smart, he said, Plumlee's trying to chase Curry around.
I couldn't get him the first time.
I'll get it.
I'm going to keep looking at him.
That was funny. They stay down nicely. Harkless with a big step. That's Draymond, another rebound.
Good defense by Barnes. Made him take a flyer, about a 10%er.
Oh, poor Plumlee. Curry is in that Human Torch mode, and he just missed that one off iron. Harkless gets on the glass, and he'll get to the line. So you want to be a center in the NBA, and you're guarding the MVP. Oh, where did he go now?
Made the mistake, turned his back, lost sight of it. It's tough for a big man, no criticism there, because you always want to see the ball, but you want to see your man.
No, I give Mason a lot of credit. He did a great job. Can't cover him forever.
No, and good for Draymond Green sticking with that mismatch.
You know what that is? That's the revenge of the post-up. For years, big guys do the mouse in the house. I got a little guy. Give me the ball down in the box. Well, now the little guys say, I got a lumberjack chasing me around. Find me at the three-point line. So Harkless splitting a pair. Blazers have led by as many as 11. Warriors' lead was at 4 at one point. Reverse not going and out of bounds to Portland. So we hit the mandatory in a very well-played game. Two teams in the playoffs. Two teams red hot. And two teams with great backcourt partners that can really shoot the ball. And the best three-point shooter going has 4 tonight. For Bay Area baseball.
And good weather for it.
Yep.
See if it holds.
Warrior bench started playing that defense, holding Portland to 5 of 16. After being down 11, the Warriors up 3. It's a moving screen. Jim, you always say that the guard has to use the guy here. Tell people how to work that.
Well, he's got, first of all, he has to wait for the screen to get set. And then what you really want to do is your first move should be ever so slightly away from the screen, and then you're running back in. You're talking about that screen by Varejao first quarter when Curry hit one right in front of us here, right in front of the bench. Curry waited for the screen, and then he rubbed off closely. There's no way you can get to a big man.
Steph appeared to be hit on that shot. Crowd wanted it. He wanted it. McCollum racing the other way. And Aminu bottoms a 3.
He's improved that dramatically.
That's a 6-point swing. He could have 3 Curry free throws, but instead you have Aminu hitting a 3. Steph and Plumlee again.
Got the mismatch. I thought he gave it away when he first got it.
Sets up Harrison Barnes. He hits a triple.
It's only his 3rd attempt of the game tonight. He's 1 out of 2 from three-point range. Hasn't been able to shoot very much. Hasn't seen the ball.
Draymond switched out on to Lillard. Tough attack by Harkless, and Livingston the board. Klay Thompson, corner 3 is off iron. And McCollum, nice board. Plumlee handled the open court.
Warriors just can't gain the momentum. That 3 would have put him up by 6.
When you watch Portland right now, and you go back to the preseason when people predicted they'd win 25, 26 games, their depth, their youth, their backcourt, their coaching, and they have $50 million in cap room. And they have an owner who's got double-digit billions of dollars. This is going to be a team on the rise in the Western Conference. And yes, LaMarcus Aldridge and Wesley Matthews and Nicholas Batum and Robin Lopez, they all moved on. Terry Stotts is building something here. Neil Oshie's done just a terrific job as the general manager. And they've got Paul Allen's checkbook. So for Portland, Terry's going to get some Coach of the Year consideration, as is Brad Stevens, as is Steve Kerr, as is Greg Popovich, really. Those are the big contenders. So Harkless drop it in the free throw. Blazers 10 of 14 from the line. Warriors are 8 of 10. So the Warriors have never led by more than 4. Been right with them the whole half.
And part of the reason to get to the free throw line.
Draymond tipping in his own miss.
He loves to compete. His greatest asset is his determination, his will.
Made Lillard give it up.
Yes, he did. Not easy to do.
Final minute of the first half. Livingston knows the shot clock's at 3. Nowhere to go there, side of the backboard for Harkless.
They got numbers here, and Clay's got a shot. How about a dunk?
Beautiful.
Curry's looking to the right for a 3 by Thompson. He says, no, we've got to shoot 2. Harrison streaking down the middle of the floor. Biggest lead so far.
Lillard looking to call his own number. He launches the 3. Clay with a rebound. 5-second difference, but the Warriors aren't going to wait that long. And Draymond will get to the line.
Oh, he thought he had a 3-point play possibility in the bag. Good play by Thompson. Curry saying, you know, let's hold it up for 1. Beautiful pass. You had Plumlee running towards Klay Thompson because he's dangerous from that 3-point line. And he threaded the needle inside to Harrison.
I think that open floor play by Steph and Klay. Curry had the layup pass that became a dunk to Barnes, and then the look ahead there.
You see the disappointment by Draymond. He thought for sure, and he knows he should have had an easy shot after that foul.
But it's great that great scoring guards have the complete game.
Oh, sure.
And for Steph and Klay right there, both those passes were an illustration of that.
Now you get a stop here, and it's a nice second quarter.
After being down 6, you're up 7. Down to 5. Lillard attacking. The tip, the rebound, and that'll do it. So the Warriors win that second quarter by 13. Steph and Klay go for 31 to Lillard and McCollum's 21. 7 made threes in the first half, and they limit the Blazers in the second quarter beautifully. 63-56 at halftime, and Draymond Green with 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. He's not done yet. He's got to talk to Roz.
Yes, he is, Bob. Draymond, you guys were down as much as 11 early. They were hitting everything. Why do you have the poise to weather that storm?
Well, you know, we just told each other in all the huddles, like, hey, we're not playing bad. We're not playing our best, but they're hitting everything. Just stay the course, be solid, not turn the ball over, and we can take control of the game.
And for you, with Andrew Bogut out, Festus Ezeli just coming back, how does it change or increase your responsibility inside today?
I know I got to rebound more. I know I got to play more in the post as opposed to outside a lot more. So, you know, it works out for us. We usually like to play through Bogut with the split cuts, but he's not here, so I know I have to take more of that responsibility and also try to hold the fort down on defense.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
He leads them in rebounds. He leads them in assists. Draymond Green doing it all. Lead at 7 at halftime. Greg and Gary in the studio for Warrior Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Right after this.
Portland shot the Nets off in the first quarter. Warriors tightened things up in the second. Portland scored 37 in the first quarter, 19 in the second quarter. Warriors consistent on offense, 31 and 32. Welcome in studio. Warriors halftime live, presented by Jack in the Box. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean. The point guard matchup, St. Oakland-born versus Oakland-beloved, two of the top 5 scorers in the NBA, and they put on a show. Steph and Damian Lillard, what a shootout.
Well, they were knocking down threes. They were off the bounce, finishing. They both were superb. And the guys at the 2 spot, Pop, they weren't bad either, just so you know.
I
McCallum and Thompson,
noticed,
not too bad.
But the headliners of the point guard, each scored 14 in the first quarter. Steph and Damian, and they wound up. Steph had 20 points in the first half. Damian Lillard had 16. Warriors only had 12 assists in the first half. Only 4 turnovers as well. You love that. But this one, Saitley, was pure magic. Looking right through and left. Does that look like the 6'9" point guard from Michigan State? Pure magic. In the first quarter, Portland shot 58%, 14 of 24, but they were just 6 of 21, St. Lee, in the second quarter. What's your key in the second half?
Let's carry that great second quarter defense now into the second half. That gets you in transition, easier looks. That's going to be a W.
All right, we'll be back for Honda Warriors postgame live. Enjoy the second half, Warriors and Blazers.
Our Jack in the Box at the half with the Warrior lead at 7, which is a game high right now. Portland was shooting 70% in that first quarter. The backups for the Warriors started playing great defense in the second. Then you had Steph Curry do what he does with 20. But this has been a fun game back and forth.
Really fun, and it's high level. And when the Warriors came in with the second group, I thought they concentrated more on blocking people off. They didn't switch as much. They got it going, and when they get defensive rebounds, they're able to run.
Yep.
When Curry came back in, it was a lot more free will for him out as he was running, and he had a terrific second quarter.
Lillard was going crazy early. The Warriors with Klay Thompson guarded him much better in the second. Our KFC Bucket Chart brought to you by your hometown KFC. Steph had 20, and really from everywhere on the court.
Well, they're making him work all the time. That's what teams are doing, trying to take the ball out of his hands. Better cuts tonight than they did against Boston, going backdoor, looking for plays, and they've gotten some nice plays in the paint.
Better screens all around. When you got shooters like the Warriors, set good screens, get guys open.
Wait for the screen, use the big man, and Varejao will give you a look. I love the back screen there by the guard because 2 men want to stay with Steph Curry. And the Barbosa, the blur comes in with a couple of drives to the basket. You draw the big man to you. I love the way the pursuit to the basket by Draymond Green and staying with the play.
Sometimes you slip a screen and you're rewarded. First half numbers, the fast break points once they got the defensive rebounds, but you still need to focus on that because the second chance points are Portland's strength.
But they did a nice job. 13-point swing from first quarter to second quarter. Started with the defense.
Only 5 turnovers in that first half. Warrior lead at 7 with the third quarter straight ahead. Getting ready to start the second half with the Warrior lead at 7. Moments ago, our Roz Gold Onwoode got up with Warrior assistant Jaron Collins.
Coach Collins, what do you see in the team in the locker room as far as their focus and how much they want this win after having the home win streak snapped?
Well, it's about starting those habits all over again, establishing a new streak, and the guys are really intense and really into the game right now.
And Damian Lillard, he started to heat up. How dangerous is it to get in a back-and-forth scoring battle with him?
Well, it turns into a little bit of an open gym when Steph and Damian are going back and forth with one another. It's fun to see. Obviously, we got to do a good job collectively and individually in stopping his penetration out there.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Well, when Lillard really gets going, sometimes there is no defense for him. It's the same thing with Stephen Curry. Lillard had 14 in the first and only 2 in that second quarter.
Yeah, if they weren't such unselfish players, you know, they could take many more shots. They could create their shots anytime they want. But I thought it was a good way to say it. Kind of an open court for both those players, Lillard and Curry. Curry, number 1 in the league in scoring. Lillard, number 5. Curry, number 1 in steals. Number 2 in free throw percentage. Number 3 in three-point field goal percentage.
Be aware of McCollum. He averages 20. He only had 5 in that first half.
He was quiet. I think the most amazing stat about Stephen, one of the most amazing, is at 46% from three-point range, considering the number that he takes. And lot of, and as I say, a lot of shots that he takes would be bad shots from others. They aren't bad for him.
Ezeli, nice pass inside. Clay couldn't finish that, but Festus, it was a terrific delivery. His first game back after missing 31. Lillard following his own shot, but Harrison Barnes snatching it down.
And Festus started and never came back in, only played 4.5 minutes. He'll be on limited minutes for a while, but they need to get him ready for the playoffs.
Draymond over Lillard.
Went just far enough, but not too deep, that he had to be worried about Mason Plumlee.
Well, in the last couple weeks, when they get that switch, Draymond is punishing point guards. Festus was tracking McCollum. Draymond Green coming up with the ball. Ball really moving around nicely.
And they got the mismatch they wanted.
And Klay Thompson right to the rim.
That is one of the smartest plays we've seen tonight.
You know who's going to sleep well for Portland is Mason Plumlee. He's had to chase Curry around. That time chasing Klay around. It's not fair for a center. Draymond Green, another steal. Lillard trying to stay with Curry. Step back three. And Ezeli will track it down.
Did not change the shot clock.
Didn't hit iron.
Nope.
And Harkless with a steal.
That is almost an impossible pass. Straight across the lane with defenders in the middle.
There's the quickness of Lillard.
Turnovers. When you don't get a basket, you don't even get a shot, and they get an easy two.
Ezeli and Draymond on the same page. Festus had his hands up and was ready to catch that. And he will get to the line.
You can see he needs some playing time to get back into the feel of it.
The most important thing Festus wanted me to ask you, though, Jim, is what do you think of the beard?
It looks good.
I told him the other night, I said, kind of look fierce now. Where's that really nice, engaging Festus Ezeli we've come to know and love?
Well, he was the spoof of the incredible April Fool's joke when everybody was texting and saying sorry that you got released. And I think he bought it hook, line, and sinker for a while.
Well, you get 10 texts from your teammates and coaches.
That was a cruel joke.
Pleasure working with you.
Oh, gosh.
Harrison Barnes, good awareness. Harrison with the pump fake in the mid-range. Aminu with the rebound. McCollum is slithery.
Yeah, well, he always waits for a screen. He does just a little bump. That's all he needs. Just to get an opening and a little mid-range jump shot.
Yeah, he really has the mid-range down. Draymond went away from the screen and will get to the line. Some guys can shoot threes, some guys can get to the basket, but CJ, he likes that little mid-range pull-up, and
he just waited for Aminu to get up and give him a little bit of a screen on Klay.
Now, when do you decide to go with the screen or away from the screen? How do you make that decision?
You just read the defense. It depends on what the lone defender that is defending you, and there was nobody else in sight.
Right.
Okay? So he didn't have to worry about anybody else. Ezeli's laying way back in the lane there. So if he sets it on the left, then you use it and go that way. If he sets it on the right, use it. Sometimes before as the screen is coming, you know which way it's going to be set, and you move ahead of time and makes it home easy, might get all the way to the rim. You just read the defense and read your man who's setting the screen which way he's going.
Draymond has that triple-double field tonight with 15 points, 7 boards, and 6 assists. Collum that time misfiring, and Curry in motion. Push ahead, Draymond. Touchdown as he laid it in. The pass passing skills of Stephen Curry tonight. He's had some highlight reel deliveries.
Blazers have led by 11 in this game, and now the Warriors lead by 11.
And McCollum, we said, watch out. He had 5, and now he has 5 in the third. Plumlee with a steal.
Festus didn't protect the ball there.
Here come the Blazers.
It cost him a 3 on an inbounds play.
Steph hides behind the Zealy. And then mid-range.
Not so much pick and roll with these teams. A lot of picks and shoots.
Oh, Lillard. That's the toughest finish of the night.
He's one of the best in the league at finishing in traffic.
I'd say his slump is officially over. 5 games with 18 or under, shooting 29%. Curry with the 3.
Well, Lillard's had 51 against the Warriors. He had 50 against Toronto early March.
Morgans want to keep going at each other.
He had a...
Ooh, Festus had the steal, but just enough contact for the foul.
He had a terrific... Talk about Lillard again. Well, we'll look at Stephen Curry. Wait for the screen. Lillard didn't work very hard. He got caught there. As a defender, you've got to move and make it difficult for the big man to find you. Up, back, to the left. Don't make it easy to set a screen. Lillard made it pretty easy for Stephen on that last one.
So McAdoo will check in as Healy will get the rest. So they started, played Festus 5, started the second half, played Festus 5. That was the game plan. And I actually think he looked pretty good. Oh, Lillard somehow beat Draymond Green to lay that in. Curry 25, Damian Lillard 25.
Lillard worked better to get over that screen.
Curry 3. The Human Torch is lit.
When that ball hits the back of the rim, just barely, it goes down so fast, almost as fast as his release.
Well, the beautiful feed, the tremendous shooting. It's almost like he's the MVP of the league.
I'm Kelly Johnson with the Sportsnet Central update. The Giants are back and fully healthy. Our insider breaks down why the orange and black will be much stronger than last season, with opening day less than 24 hours away. And we have an hour-long pregame live show at 10 a.m. tomorrow, getting you set for first pitch. Amy G, Alex Pavlovich, Kruk and Kipe will have exclusive coverage you can only find right here. Now back to Fitz and JB.
All right, Kelly, give me that Kruk and Kipe on a Monday. We'll start the baseball season. So Lillard and Curry. This is like Bumgarner and Kershaw going back and forth. Mo Harkless to the line. That's going to interrupt a great stretch. It was Lillard, Steph, Lillard, Steph, Lillard, Steph in terms of alternating baskets. And so Mo Harkless, who has 12 and 8. Shooting a couple free throws.
I love those days when the Warriors had Hardaway, and he would do that with Terrell Brandon of Cleveland or Mark Price, back and forth, back and forth.
April is World Autism Awareness Month. You notice the lapel pins we've all been wearing. Autism Speaks. And you can light it up blue campaign with 70 million people affected by autism worldwide. Learn more at NBAcares.com.
How many times have we seen that kind of matchup where Michael Jordan will score and Larry Bird will score and Michael will score, and they get to that game within the game between the two of them. It's fun. And great respect.
They ran the elevator doors.
Yes, they did.
Closed the doors, and Lillard couldn't get through. And Curry now with 31. Lillard comes right back.
And
Steph Curry again.
That's what it is.
We said,
Lillard Curry.
Beware the Human Torch. 14 of his 34. Lillard in response.
That's what I'm talking about.
Here we go.
Curry wants the ball, too. Believe me.
Steph one more time. And he had bodies flying at him.
You're witnessing the game within the game.
Lillard 30, Steph 34. And Plumlee, all that attention.
Yeah, you got to find the guy inside for an easy putback in there.
Game within the game. Two of the game's greatest point guards going mano-a-mano. And McAdoo benefiting from the Curry attention.
So Steph says, okay, you got an assist, I'll get one too. Double team, got to get it up.
Get it out of his hands. Plumlee lost it out of bounds, but McAdoo touched it last.
That's what you call man-to-man defense, and then Curry just puts on the elevator. They close the doors.
The elevator doors.
2 screens. He set him up beautifully, didn't he?
Plumlee's picked up the dribble. Draymond poked it away. Shot clock at 3. And then the blocking foul. That's the 13th foul on the Warriors.
Foul charge, Draymond Green, third personal, 13th foul.
So Draymond 17, 7, and 7, but now 3 fouls. They don't have Bogut. I think Ezeli's already played the minutes they'd like him to play. So you're going to stay small a little bit with McAdoo. I want Draymond getting his 4th here in the 3rd quarter.
Davis back in to center.
That is great passing. Davis to Harkless. Both teams at better than 50% shooting. Both star point guards having phenomenal nights. Curry missing there, and Crabbe was fouled on that rebound.
He got sandwiched between McAdoo and Barbosa.
Are you saying it was a Crabbe sandwich?
There you go. Excellent.
Downstairs for the Warriors. John Livingston returns.
Open face, too.
Replacing Harrison Barnes.
So Barnes out, and Sean Livingston in. You know, with Ezeli coming back, Jim, we're a game or two, hopefully, away from getting Iguodala back. And that would be the Warriors at full strength and kind of fine-tuning for the postseason. Lillard, well contested by Steph that time. Barbosa around the McAdoo screen. Henderson.
It's a heck of a rebound.
Sure was for a guard.
Multiple defenders going at Lillard now.
Nearly thrown away.
Now he got singular coverage.
Lillard shed Steph.
Yeah, when he's got one man on him, he's looking to shoot. 2 or 3, he'll give it up. As well he should.
And Livingston. That pogo stick push shot. Both teams shooting 50.8 from the field. 34 for Curry, 32 for Lillard. Shot clock at 7. Henderson going to attack Livingston. He's got to get it off and beats to the buzzer.
He took a look at the far end of the floor and saw the shot clock where it was. Knew exactly how much time he had.
Draymond. Livingston traveled as he began that drive. Portland right with the world champs. 2:44 left in the 3rd. Warrior lead at 5. Our McDonald's true story is our own Rosgold Onwude. Her final game at Maples was her career high. With 26, 7 of 9 on threes. They moved Stanford on in the tournament. And with the women's NCAA going on right now. Roz, we got a little footage there. Good jumper.
Thank you, Bob. That was so fun. You know, actually, those are still some of the most thrilling parts of my life. And actually, playing for Tara Vanderveer at Stanford, it helps me as a broadcaster. Almost every little bit of insight or analysis I'm making are usually things Tara yelled at me when I was a player in college. So it was really cool to see those highlights.
Well, also, too, Jim, Roz was telling me she was so hot that night that Tara in the huddles wouldn't talk to her like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter.
Sure.
She'd talk to the other 4 players and leave Roz alone because whatever was going on, she didn't want to get in the way.
And that yelling at you made you mentally tough.
Absolutely it did, JB. And many of those lessons continue to use in the real world. And that's the value of college ball, you know?
Draymond with a block, McAdoo pushing, and McAdoo finishing.
I think Tara Vanderveer could coach anywhere in the world. And she could coach an NBA team, by the way. Becky Hammond is in San Antonio as an assistant.
Well, Tara is a huge NBA fan. Not only coaching Stanford, but she keeps an eye on the Warriors. Draymond end-to-end.
Sometimes defenders are just unaware of they're looking for their own man, and all of a sudden someone zigs down the floor, zigzags, and they get an easy layup, never stopping the ball, which is your #1 priority. This continues to be a 9-point lead, doesn't it?
Davis and Draymond batted it out to Barbosa. Thought about that 3. And then lost the handle.
He took it to trouble. He took it to the one side where there was the secondary defender.
Problem, too, with McAdoo's fouls. The Warriors are over the limit, and that will be free throws.
Penalty situation.
Sometimes you think, okay, I can beat this man, and you don't look ahead, and one extra dribble puts you in jeopardy.
From Luka Minu to shoot 2. Dropping the first one in. Warriors have expanded their stock of jerseys. Every player, every style, size for every man, woman, and child in Dub Nation, including the new Chinese heritage jerseys, all available at Warriors.com. Minu hits both. At the closeout on Curry. Shot clock at 5 as Livingston surveys. Barbosa 3.
He hits so many timely shots. He's not afraid of the moment at all. Perfect to come off the bench.
Collum gets the switch. Driving around McAdoo. McAdoo recovered with a steal. And Barbosa to lay it in. There's a 3-second game shot clock difference. C.J. McCollum blocked by Draymond, but a foul on the drive. McAdoo will pick up the personal.
Not many people capable of making that pass. That Sean Livingston right off the dribble, going the other way. A bounce pass perfectly done, and Barbosa cutting to the hoop. Nice timing.
Well, you used to like to get out in the open floor, right?
I like layups.
Okay. Think of Barbosa on this team. Curry, Livingston, Draymond, Bogut. I mean, all these guys throw ahead.
And they know that anyway, but it's reinforced from Steve Kerr. Move the ball ahead, pass the ball ahead, throw the ball ahead.
But how many teams have 4 or 5 guys with the skill capable of doing that? And Leandro, he's just a wide receiver saying, I'll take every one of those. And they also know Leandro's going every time.
Yeah, he's one of the great cheaters, and I say that in a positive way. He cheats and gets a head start and knows when. He just has a knack for it. 10 seconds.
Shot clock off. Crabbe is hounding Curry. Draymond to the rim to lay it in and draw the foul.
They're shadowing Curry. They're worried about him. And you see they're worried about McAdoo inside. Aminu never saw Draymond Green. He had his back to the play. And Draymond just beat his man. He was home free.
Well, remember when Portland got 37 in the first?
Yes.
The Warriors have 38 in the third.
And a 14-point lead, largest of the game. Good time to have it.
Don't foul McCollum.
Oh, no.
It's a bad decision.
He gets fouled with 0.8 of a second. And it's a non-intellectual foul. Where's he going? He's going 100 miles an hour. He's not going to be able to stop and shoot the shot. He's going to throw it on the run.
There's 0.8 of a second left in the quarter.
That's what I said. And if he makes it in that scenario, I mean, that's 1 in 100.
It doesn't hurt as much with a 14-point lead, but
it hurts for the future.
Exactly. That's just a play you cannot make.
Over the last 4 games, the Warriors have averaged 18.5 turnovers. Now, tonight, they're averaging 3 a quarter. They got 9 after 3 quarters. I'm considering they're going to get the ball in here. Okay, 9 turnovers only. So they've improved there. That's something, right? You just witnessed. They've got to improve on that. Not fouling at the end of a quarter.
12-point lead heading into the fourth. Looking for win, number 69. Our Toyota game summary heading into the fourth. Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Roz Gold on Wood A, and the Warriors outscoring the Blazers 38-33 in that third. They've hit 100 by the end of 3 in both Blazer games here at Oracle. Of course, they had an 80-point half in the previous meeting. Did the Warriors. Klay Thompson. McCollum bothered him on that flyby. McCollum traveled. And Scott Foster saw it. And take away that basket. Livingston with Harrison Barnes, Klay Thompson, Mo Spates, Leandro Barbosa. Colin Al-Farouq Aminu, Ed Davis, Damian Lillard, and Gerald Henderson for Portland. And Mo Spates finding Klay Thompson.
Thompson with 15 now, 6 of 13 shooting. 38% for Klay the last 3 games. Previous 4, 32 plus per game, points per game, and a 62% from three-point range over those 4 games. So I'd like to see him get back tonight. He's 1 of 3 from three-point.
Aminu is fouled. Al-Farouq Aminu was originally drafted by the Clippers. And Neil Oshie liked him there, so when he became the GM in Portland, he looked to reacquire him. And Jim mentioned the incredible game he had against Boston, but I don't think I'd ever see a game where he made 6 threes.
That was a career-high 6 for him.
I feel better. I had never seen a game where he made 6 threes.
Good defender. Kind of flies under the radar. Aminu does.
And dropping in a couple free throws.
2 years at Wake Forest.
You never see that happen. That's Livingston and Spates with a rare miscommunication. They almost have sonar and radar with each other. What a block. It's Warrior ball. Now Lillard, 14 in the first, 2 in the second, 16 in the third. Steph Curry, 14 in the first, 6 in the second, 14 in the third. Steph will rest to about the 6-7 minute mark. Terry Stotts sensing this may slip away as Lillard in right now.
You could say coincidence that they kind of shadow each other with their points. Barnes gets his second three of the day now.
7 straight games for Harrison in double-digit scoring.
Really like to see that. Good for the team, good for him.
Henderson was grabbed.
Where's now charge for his feet?
A little man loves for a big man to reach for the ball because when he does that,
First personal, second team foul.
he's a dead fish. You've got him. Because he's not going to move his feet. You're going to get anywhere you want. And you're going to be quicker. So it'll mostly end up in a foul, not a steal.
12th pick in the draft, 2009 out of Duke, Gerald Henderson. Looks a lot like that other guy, Gerald Henderson, who played previously in the NBA. He probably should. That was his dad.
It's funny. I remember this Gerald Henderson a lot more than his father.
The reserve guard for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, okay. It's all coming back.
Playing had it knocked away. Aminu long striding into the front court. Henderson smoothly to the rim.
As I said, when you have a big man, you come down at him, you can do what you want. If you've got some talent, that's an easy crossover finish.
Now, Steve Kerr does not mind. The quarter began +12, and it's still +12, 2.5 minutes in. He's coaching the score a little bit before he brings Draymond and Steph back in the game. Spates missing that three. But this unit is trying to buy time for Steph Curry and Draymond Green. As long as it's double digits or +12, Steve Kerr doesn't have to go and put the poker chips in the middle of the table.
I was going to say, increase it. Nice little turnover. They get it back.
Davis can't finish.
Increase the lead and keep Curry on the bench. He's already played 31 minutes.
And Spates made sure he got contact. Oh, I like your point better. Expand it and give the heavy minute guys a little bit of rest. Free throws coming, 8:55 left. And the Warriors up a dozen. 106-94 with the Warriors shooting 54% from the field. Ram trucks shot of the game. Klay Thompson posted up, drew the foul, heard the whistle, faded away, and finished anyway. Ram trucks shot of the game.
He's just so matter-of-fact, so stoic. Always in the game. Nothing deters him. His focus and concentration.
Well, the +15, this is an indicator of what a great two-way player Klay Thompson is.
Yes, it is.
I don't think there's a better two-way guard in the NBA. And I would like to see Klay make one of the two all-defensive teams.
Yes.
Because Draymond's going to be on one for sure. But
Klay's going to make an all-NBA team.
He better.
I don't know.
And Draymond should as well.
Yeah, I think all three will. Well, they go as deep as 3, right?
Correct.
So they could both, Dre and Klay could make second team. I mean, it's a possibility.
Particularly if your team wins 73 games. Davis moving inside. Lillard has only 4 assists, but I'm impressed with the way he's moved the ball. He really could set teammates up.
Well, I've said before, this is the Blazers. Now that is an offensive foul. Yep. That high pick from Mo Spates gave a little hip check. Easy call for Eric Lewis.
And that will go as a turnover. Both teams with 12 turnovers tonight. Steve Kerr just looked up, said, all right, still plus 12. I want another minute on this game. Still haven't had to use Draymond or Steph yet.
I was going to say about this team, they're a happy team. Every team isn't happy, but the Blazers are a happy team. And they give Lillard a lot of leeway. And McCollum, they take most of the shots. No one's worried about it.
Well, once Aldridge left, it became Damian Lillard's
Yes,
team.
it did.
To talk to the Blazer people, Damian's leadership this year has been palpable. Klay Thompson will flat there. Blazers score here, you're going to see Curry and Draymond hop off the bench. That will be a foul on Livingston up top. Already 3 team fouls with a long way to go.
Yes, it's one of the worst things you could do is in the fourth quarter get into foul trouble early in the fourth, so they have a lot of minutes to catch up, stop the clock, and get to the free throw line.
Draymond back in. Mo out, and here's the stealth lineup, the small lineup. Henderson missing, and Harrison Barnes with the rebound. You can play this 5 because Harrison at the power forward can rebound, and Draymond at the center is unique like no player in the league.
And he's playing against a power forward. And Ed Davis.
Livingston. That's because after the 4th meeting, Terry Stotts knows you can't put a real center in on Draymond. It'll run him to death.
And as I mentioned earlier, Myers Leonard ceasing ending surgery March 24th.
You don't think Stotts looked down the bench and said, Chris Kaman, that would be the guy right now.
He's only played 15 games this year.
I know.
I was going to mention him, and I realized I've talked to Chris before every game because he's been around so long. He said, I'm a non-factor. Nope, not going to do it.
To your point, look what Stotts just did. Al-Farouq Aminu moves to center.
Okay.
He went even smaller. Damian Lillard missing that 3, and there's Barnes in that rebounding mode.
Interesting, Draymond took off on that, but he had 4 other Warriors right around the basket.
Draymond to Livingston. Beautiful delivery. I said it feels like a triple-double night. 8 assists, 9 boards, 22 points.
It'll be number 13 if he gets it.
6:48 remaining. There's your center posting up. He also leads the team in assists. Warrior lead at 14 with 6:48 remaining in the ball game. Taco Bell hysteria, Liv Moss moment. Steph Curry in the open floor. Beautiful delivery to Harrison Barnes. David Shaw, the head coach of Stanford, like that one. With Kevin Hogan graduating and saying, wait a minute, I need a passer just like that down on the farm.
Riley isn't old enough. Not yet.
Actually, Keller Christ could be the starter for Stanford. Jeep Christ's son. Cardinal, Christian McCaffrey are going to be really good again.
Warriors have done a nice job running the Blazers off the three-point line ever since that first quarter. They had 4 then, they've got 8 now.
So Curry checks back in, and Lillard is snuffed. And it was plus 12 at the end of 3 when Steph sat. It's plus 14 when he returns. Exactly what Steve Kerr wanted.
Absolutely.
Let's just keep it the same as you said, Jim. Add to the lead. And the reserves did that. They nearly lost the handle. Henderson reaches on Curry. It's only Portland's second team foul.
You saw Leonard complain several times to Eric Lewis that he got hit on the wrist. I think Eric Lewis saw you got hit on the hand, which is part of the ball, underneath when you go up.
And Draymond.
It was too easy for him.
Yeah, I would say easy shot of the night.
It was too easy.
Couldn't get an angle.
Sometimes, Bob, it gets easy for you, and instead of straining and getting up there and doing what you normally do, you say, oh, and you relax, and you shoot it a little short, and that's exactly what happened.
Now Clay's.
Here it is. So he goes in. He says, okay, yeah, I've got this, and all of a sudden, it rolls off. You lose your little concentration.
Clay's frustration on that foul is what Lillard and smart players do so well, is he went into Thompson to make sure he got contact. And Clay kind of says, well, what am I supposed to do?
Here's the deal. He didn't get the call last time, so he's going to force the issue.
Right.
And you're going to, 95% of the time, get the call then, no matter what.
That's a good point.
Okay? That's a veteran player. Someone seasoned to know.
So Lillard 36. Curry 34. I mentioned Damian Lillard, a 51 and a 40-point game against the Dubs. McCollum with a steal. McCollum 3, and Portland's not done. A single-digit ball game, and Steve Kerr takes time.
How many times do we see a turnover, and it does result in a score the other way immediately?
Portland 20 points off turnovers, and they're back in the game. 112-103 with 5:48 remaining. Our big plays the Togo's way. We talked to you about the point guard matchup, and it absolutely materialized tonight. Lillard with 36, Curry with 34. Back and forth they went in that third quarter with 16 and 14 respectively. And the big plays the Togo's way. How much fun to watch two of the elites go at each other in a night that has just been terrific to watch.
Damian Lillard, 20 points in the second half. Stephen Curry had 20 at halftime. He's had 14. But how about this? The first three games, Lillard 40, 51, 17. Steph 26, 31, 34. And then those tonight scores we just gave you. Brilliant.
And Steph Curry is fouled. So Curry to the line, and we check in with Roz.
In the last timeout, Coach Kerr is preparing the team for the postseason. He said it's time to concentrate. Playoff time, we can't afford a turnover like that. Be solid, guys. Be solid.
And a lot of times Steve will say simple over the spectacular, and also time and situation. You're up 12. You don't want to throw that away and let McCollum come down and hit a three. Well, CSNBayArea.com. Toyota bringing you Cooking with the Currys, Aisha and Steph. Only at CSNBayArea.com. I don't think Steph does a lot of the cooking. I think Aisha cooks and then Steph holds the spoon. That's like when you're working with your dad, you hold the flashlight. You know, he knows how to fix everything.
She's got her business, that's for sure.
And Lillard back to the line again. Now Aisha can cook. And that should be a fun show to check out. We talked about Lillard, 5 straight games of 18 or fewer, shooting 29%. And like all great players, little mini slumps don't last very long.
Yeah, that slump came after the mid-February to March stretch where in 15 games straight, he had 20 or more points, averaged 32.2 during that stretch. 15 straight games of 20 or more.
Well, and I always bring this up because I like Damian Lillard, and I think the league should consider, with Kobe's retirement, Kobe took Lillard's all-star spot.
Yes, he did.
And so in his career, it's going to be, hey, in 2015-16, why weren't you an all-star? You know, it wasn't his play. As Clay lays that in, it draws the foul.
Yeah, that was the stretch there we're talking about with him. That included the 51 against the Warriors and 50 against Toronto. Steve Kerr loves these types of plays. You're going to get overplayed. You just keep rotating. You rotate one man in and out, and another man follows. The wheel.
Clay's got 18. Draymond now 9 assists and 9 rebounds to go with the 22 points. They switch nicely. Brandon Rush has it. Mina would slip that screen. Creates a little space. Can't finish. And out of bounds to the Warriors. Steph's got Harkless. Step back three.
He's on it again tonight. He's made 9 threes.
Lillard trying to answer. Biggest lead of the night right now. Clay for three. Yes, sir. Portland takes time. The Splash Brothers, part of a 9-0 run. Steph with the three. Clay with the three. Biggest lead of the night. Looking for win number 69. Well, the Warriors shooting 56%. 15 of 26 on threes. Portland 47% and 9 of 22 on threes. Curry 39, Lillard 38. And the Warriors shoot 69% and a half. You can't beat them.
They've answered every little run. And how about Curry the last couple of games? Against Celtics, 8 of 14 on threes. He took 19 shots, so only 5 two-point shots. Tonight, 9 of 13. He's taken 8 two-point shots. He's taking many more threes as we wear the season on.
Well, the idea of him getting to 400, he had to average 5 a game. Well, when you're making 8 and 9 in games, he's going to be fine.
He's got a cushion.
Clay three. McCollum leaking out. In on Steph. The laid up and in. Never finished.
Rebound's got that 14th triple-double.
22, 10, and 10. Barbosa.
He just slips by people. With or without the ball.
When Steph left his feet, if Barbosa doesn't cut, he's got nowhere to go. They read each other perfectly. Rebound battle, Curry.
Barbosa has a great sense of the game, though. He makes the right moves.
Brandon Rush from deep. Yes, sir. You have to keep reminding yourself that Brandon Rush made 3 threes all of last season. The Warriors have not lost back-to-back games all year, and they had no intention of doing that tonight. A beautiful offensive performance. Everyone involved. Steph spectacular. Draymond triple-double. This is the Dubs at their best.
Yes, and against the Blazers, it's going to be up and down. Backcourt-oriented offense. The 3 previous games, the Warriors are averaging 18 threes made per game. Tonight, they got 16. They're right on track. They love to play this team. This would be a great first-round matchup. I don't think the Blazers will slip to number 8.
Well, Draymond Green chasing Westbrook for 3-pointers and then also triple-doubles.
Westbrook
22, 10, and 10.
Westbrook with 16 triple-doubles. This is number 13 for Draymond.
And no Bogut, limited to Zealing, no problem. They have a center that can get you 22, 10, and 10 in a very different way.
Well, the Warriors are going to have 30-plus points in every quarter against the Blazers. That's the kind of scoring you love. Maybe that's why they weren't worried when they allowed the Blazers 37 points in the first quarter.
It's a Warrior franchise record for triple-doubles that continues to be expanded by Draymond Green. If you are wondering, the Warriors would become the 4th team to get to 69 wins. That is a very short list. Crab inside.
43, Alan Craft. The Golden State, Grace Smith, James Michael McAdams.
Minnesota on Tuesday. And then it is San Antonio, Memphis. San Antonio, Memphis to end the season. Spain's thought about that three. Ian Clark's got to shoot it. McAdoo got it away and hit iron. So for the Blazers, they're going to miss an opportunity to move ahead of Memphis. But the Grizzlies have a much more difficult schedule to finish it off.
Yes, they do. And they've got to play the Warriors twice. And so injured right now. It's just got to feel sorry for him.
Well, that's what a lot of the Portland people were talking about pregame, Jim, as they said, regardless of tonight's outcome, would you do us a favor and take care of the Grizzlies a couple of times? Brandon Rush, another three.
It's been a while since he's made three in a game. He's 3 for 3 tonight. All three of his shot attempts from three-point range.
And Brandon, 62 made threes this year, 3 a year ago. Welcome to the resurrection.
And thank you, Harrison Barnes. For spraining your ankle.
That was it. Harrison got hurt. Brandon got some regular playing time. Rediscovered his shot and his confidence and has never looked back.
Luis Montero missing that shot. Been in the D-League all year.
Shot clock at 4. We got a foul. So Tuesday, the Warriors will begin on CSN Plus and then follow the Giants game. Giants game starts at 5. The Warriors will be going for their 70th win on Tuesday.
Now that is exciting. Just that number.
70?
Yep.
But could I interest you in 71, 72?
Of course.
73?
I think 70's doggone impressive.
The magic number will also drop to 2. Any combination of Spurs losses or Warrior wins equaling 2 gives the Warriors the 1 seed and home court all throughout the playoffs. Mo Spates hits the 3. 18 of 30 on threes. 60%.
Just happened in the last month, hasn't it?
Greg and Gary will talk about it on Honda Postgame Live. That ball thrown away. Luis Montero had always been a Barnett fan, and Jim was open.
Didn't quite get here, but it was intercepted by another spectator.
In our broadcast location, you are in Rip City location. Had you caught that, you could have let it fly. So 69 and 8. Magic number of 2. And still ahead of the Bulls' pace for the all-time record. In the second half, the Warriors shoot 27 of 39. Become only the 4th team to win 69 games in a season. 57% shooting for the game. And the Splash Brothers went for 60.
They just have fun playing this Portland team, whether it is in the Moda Center, in Portland, Oregon, or here at Oracle. The backcourt. And of course, Lillard ends up with 38 tonight. He and his partner, McCollum, end up with 56. That's the way it's been.
Well,
the Warrior game of the series is over.
The Warrior All-Stars answer the bell. Steph with 39, Clay with 21, and Draymond with a triple-double. Warriors win it, 136-111. Warrior Postgame Live, presented by Honda, coming up right now. Win number 69 and a new home winning streak of 1. Greg and Gary will have it all for you. The chase for history continues.
coach wasn't happy with their offensive execution on Friday. They weren't cutting hard. Tonight, by quarters, they scored 31 in the first, 32 in the second, 38 in the third, and 35 in the fourth. Individually, the MVP led the way with 39. Let's check in with Roz and Steph.
Steph, you guys have yet to lose 2 games in a row. What did you like about the response from the team after having the win streak broken last game?
That's what we're all about, our resiliency. And I mentioned it before the game that we can't lose focus of a goal for the season. Obviously, we're chasing something, but we take pride in not having lost 2 in a row. So as much as it hurt to lose last game and see that streak in, you want to come back and take advantage of the opportunity we had tonight.
You mentioned talking as a team. How much does it happen between the players versus coaching staff talking to you guys about what you're trying to accomplish?
We're out there battling every night, so we have a good kind of understanding of what needs to be said and what gets us going. So the coaches obviously have a good barometer for.
How did you manage to still hit him with the
water? I got the water. You see that? You see that aim?
Your accuracy is impressive.
Ah!
Oh my God! Is this... Oh, okay. You want to go to a new question? Or you want to? Let's do it. Okay, next question. So, JB called it the game within the game. You and Damian Lillard are going back and forth. How do you enjoy that as a player, but also manage the game as a point guard?
It's weird because you don't really think about it too much, but when you see him doing what he's doing, and had a good flow going in the third quarter, that was kind of what was going to decide the game at that point, and who could keep the most momentum going throughout the rest of the game. So he obviously is a great player and has had some big nights against us and shoot. I know he loves playing in Oakland, so we wanted to just weather the storm and keep going at him.
All right, Steph, I'll let you go. I had another question, but I'll let you go.
Respect.
Guys.
Steph knocked the water cup away. He's doing everything tonight. Well, the updated standings with the magic number at 2. The Warriors going to be the 1 seed, and big win by Houston. Dallas won, and that 6, 7, 8, 9 still pretty fluid.
It certainly is. That's going to change, of course, and big Houston win today. They came back from a deficit against OKC. But tonight, the Warriors, after the first quarter, they didn't panic. Steve Kerr said, okay, they're hitting their shots. Let's play our game. And it seems like whenever the Warriors play the Blazers, they get any kind of offense they want. Once again, they make 18 threes tonight.
And also took better care of the basketball. A lot of spectacular passes. There were a couple turnovers, but I think by and large, the shooting, the unselfishness, and good to see Festus Ezeli come back.
Yeah, and he's going to need a few games under his belt. I think it's wise to get him back. He's been playing 3-on-3 for the last couple of weeks, but they need to get him in game action to get ready for the playoffs, get the rhythm back in his game and get a feel of being on the court, and also get in shape. You can't get in shape unless you're playing this game.
Yeah, so Lillard 13 field goals, Steph 13 field goals, Curry 39, Lillard 38. Perfect win all the way around, Greg. High entertainment value and win number 69.
And a season high in point total as well. So it's going for 136, but it's all about chasing history, presented by Moskowitz LLP. And yes, they are one of 4 teams in the history of the NBA to win 69. The LA Lakers, the first team to do it when they broke Philadelphia's record of 68-13 and 71-72. And the Bulls did it 20 years ago, came back with a 69 the very next year. Boy, offensively, they were just rolling. They scored 135 in Phoenix back in late November, Gary St. Jean. They had 136 points tonight. Welcome to Honda Warriors postgame live. Greg Popick, the Saley one. Wow, the ball was just humming, and Steph Curry went off. But offensively, they were so much better tonight than they were against Boston on Friday night.
Well, you got those turnovers way down. You shared the ball beautifully. You defended very well, which got you better looks in the open court. And then when they got to the half-court game, you saw an adjustment. Draymond went into the low post quite a bit versus Bogues being there. And then they ran their split action, and there was some textbook splits, back doors, cuts for layups. Just beautiful distribution of the ball. I just really was impressed the way the guys moved without the ball tonight. They really cut with a purpose. They not only cut to get themselves free, they were cutting to create a shot for a teammate.
Yeah.
And it was really beautiful basketball.
Steph Curry's shot making was really impressive. I mean, after the game. During the game, it was pretty good. But look at that, Saintly. He throws the towel and gets Draymond, who had the cup all loaded up, to get him. That was a no-look towel pass, kind of a ML Carr, Cedric Ceballos. Remember Cedric Ceballos got Danny Ainge years ago?
I love it.
He got it right on the cup. So he was pretty good after the game. He was good during the game as well. He had a 14-point first quarter and a 14-point third quarter. We'll break it down by halves, Saintly. His 14-point first quarter was on a way to a 20-point first half, and he made 7 of 12 and 4 threes. Right corner! Draymond found him there.
What a beautiful pass over the top. Just gorgeous. There's the mismatch. He takes him big off the dribble. He concedes the jump shot and just goes all the way to the rack. He's great using that pick. He's coming to his left, pulls up for the in-between shot, which he really doesn't use a lot. But there's the step back right there. That right foot goes in. He jumps back to create
Long
space.
one there.
Yeah, that's Ed Davis. He got posterized right there.
That was the Warriors' 1,003 of the year, and he just kept nice look pass into Harrison Barnes. So he had a brilliant first half. Here's the no-look, good look at it from underneath the basket. Just looks you off like a good quarterback. So he had 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists in the first half alone. And then our BMW turning point is what he did in the third quarter, St. He goes for 14 in the third quarter, 5 of 8 from the floor, 4 of 6. And you want a nice long outlet pass to Draymond. Beautiful lead.
Is that gorgeous? That's just reminds me of Steve Nash. Both these passes we've seen. And look at that one. Through the legs, backs the defender up. There he is, early offense, just off the screen. You go under the screen, you're drinking poison because you're going to get nailed. And there again, his ability to relocate in space.
The net never moved on that shit.
No,
there's no splash on that one.
You're right, Pop.
How do you make it through the rim and the net never moves?
I loved it.
You're supposed to be a splash, brother. Give me a splash. There we got a little bit of a splash at the back of the rim.
Those two guys are tired, Pop.
How good? There's a very good chance that we could see Portland in the second round of the playoffs. Memphis lost again. They're going to drop, I think, maybe all the way to 8 and play the Warriors in a 1-8. I think Portland's going to get up to 5, so it's going to be Portland against the Clippers. So who do we root for there? We'd love the Warriors and Clippers again, but Damian Lillard against Steph is state-of-the-art point guard play when you talk dribbling and shooting and passing and what they did tonight. So Damian against the Warriors has gone for 40, the 51. Last time we saw him on March the 11th, the Warriors held him down. He was just 5 of 19 from the floor. He has not played well at Oracle, Sadie. Remember his first ever game we were there, he went for 37. He had 5 games in a row that were substandard, but the young guy from Oakland High had a heck of a game tonight. He went for 38 points, made 13 shots, 4 beyond the line, 8 of 9 free throws, and it was a great Western shootout. It was Lillard on one end, Steph on the other, Lillard on the other, Steph right back. They were going back and forth like it was a shootout.
Well, the only job the other 8 players had was to take the ball out of bounds and then give it to their pal. And they just went back and forth at each other. It was great stuff. The fans were all up off their feet. It was great to see Dame have such a great game. He's a terrific guard. I really love his game.
And he was snubbed this year for the All-Star team. He's made it 2 years past, and we went through and broke it down. I think these are going to be 2 of your 3 Team USA point guards, along with Russell Westbrook. Kyrie may slip in there. He played for Coach K at Duke. But the way he is playing right now, Steph's the leading scorer in the NBA. Lillard is number 5. What a year he has had. He's going to be a top 5 finisher for MVP this year.
He really will. And the growth of their team is really predicated by his leadership. With the departure of all those guys, whether it was Batum and Aldridge and Matthews, he's just taken it upon himself. And it's as Jim said during the broadcast, the Blazers are a happy team. They're young. They play together. They play hard. I like their team. It's similar to what we talked about the other night with Utah. These are teams of the future in the West.
Portland's team happy. What are the Clippers?
Oh, brother.
Unhappy. The unhappiest place on earth there, right next to Disneyland in Southern California. So Steph and Damian Lillard was a great shootout. But the difference in the game was the play of Draymond Green as the co-star for Steph. And you talk about Bogut didn't play. You run the offense through Draymond. You get the split action like right here.
There it is.
And that's why he has 10 assists on top of the 10 rebounds and 22 points. His 13th triple-double of the year. Second in the NBA to Russell Westbrook's 16th. Look at this point forward, carved them up tonight, and then blocked shots on the other end. He was all over the place.
He really was locked in tonight in all aspects of the game. You talked about shot blocking, and then his passing from the perimeter, playing the pick-and-roll game. He really understands angles defensively. That was gorgeous. Now, here's your split. Boom. Look at that back door by Livingston. As soon as he feels his defender on top of him, that tells him to go back door. And we call that a drop pass, whereas Draymond has it right here. He just drops it right at his side. Bogues is the master at that, and Draymond is taking a big page out of that book.
Fun game tonight after one loss on Friday night that snaps their 54-game home winning streak in the regular season dating back to last year. Let's make it 55 out of 56 as they win again tonight. Some expert shot making by Steph Curry tonight as he goes for 39. He also had 7 assists tonight, Saintly, and he had 4 turnovers, but he had a couple of great no-look passes tonight. One during the game to Harrison Barnes, and then one right after the game to get the cup. He shot the gun right out of his hand. How did he do that?
Hey there, he's Henry. I'm Kelly. Sports Central coming up right after Warriors post-game live, and we are just hours away from opening day. Baseball is here. The Giants in Milwaukee. Our insider Alex Pavlovich will tell us why they're going to be a lot better this season. And of course, we all know it's an even year. So
a lot could happen for sure. And as for the A's, getting ready for a pitcher's duel. Sonny Gray against Chris Sale. Everyone's already talking about what's going to happen on opening night at the Coliseum. That'll do it for now. Kelly and I will see a little bit later on Sportsnet Central.
That would be in a little less than 20 minutes, Hank. 8 o'clock, you'll be on television. Warriors, look at the total tonight. 136 points, a season high by quarters. 31 in the first quarter, 32 in the second, 38 in the third, and 35 in the fourth. Draymond, a triple-double, his 13th of the year. The story is Steph Curry, 39 points. He was 9 of 13 on 3, Saintly. He has 6 games this year where he's made 9+ threes. No other NBA player has done it more than 5 times in a career, and he's done it 9 times this year. Warriors do not suffer back-to-back losses, trying to do it for a whole season, something that makes Steve Kerr very proud. Let's go back to Oracle Arena and get reaction right now from the head coach.
What can you say about your team's ability to respond to losses this year?
Yeah, great team effort. You know, I thought the bench was fantastic. Obviously, starters were really good as well. You know, Steph and Draymond were dominant. But I really liked the focus and just how sharp we were compared to the other night. So good response to the loss.
Your players mentioned after last game they wanted to start getting a more playoff mode. You've mentioned playoffs. Do you feel like this was a little bit of a pre-playoff feel for your team?
Honestly, I think every game feels like that this year. You know, especially the last last month or 6 weeks. You know, we're getting so much attention, and other teams are bringing their best shot. They want to knock us off. So we should be well prepared for the playoffs because we're getting great competition night in and night out.
Coach, did McAdoo give you what you were looking for in that third quarter stint?
Yeah, we went to him just because, you know, Portland spreads you out, and they've got a lot of shooters on the floor. We played Anderson in the first half, and he did a good job. But it just felt like a good matchup for Mac with the versatility that he brings, the speed, the ability to switch and, you know, stay out on guards, that kind of stuff. So I thought Mac did a really, really nice job tonight.
Steve, at what point did you decide to play Festus, then start Festus, and what did you think of what he's able to give you tonight?
Well, when I found out he was good to go, I mean, we had already talked about it, obviously. We figured if he was going to play, we'd just start him so we could try to keep the same rotation. With Bogut out, we just put him into Bogut's spot, and then that allowed us to keep Mo in his spot and Andy. And I thought Festus looked pretty good, you know, considering he's been out for this long, but he looked active and mobile and did a nice job.
Steve, before the game, we had this meta basketball discussion about the difference between a win and a good game. This was a win, and I assume you think it's a good game. Could you elaborate on why?
Yes, it was a good game and a win. It's good when we can do both of those things. But we took care of the ball. 13 turnovers is a good number. 30 assists. It's a great number. We were really moving the ball. Bench came in and played well. I thought the bench in the beginning of the second quarter really changed the game defensively for us. We started making stops because Portland was scorching hot that first quarter. So, you know, when everybody plays well and you're locked in, that's a good game. And so this was a good night for us.
The Warriors have played 77 games now this year. They're chasing history, presented by Moskowitz LLP, and make it 77 games this year, and they have not endured back-to-back losses. San Antonio, neither have they. And the Warriors also, he keeps saying, you know, the back-to-back losses is something they want to avoid, but no team in the history of the NBA has gone through the entire year without suffering more than one loss to at least one team. And Portland already beat the Warriors. So this team, if you're going to get them one night, they're going to come back the next night and be laser-focused. And they were much better offensively, say, tonight than they were Friday against the Celtics.
Yeah, Steve hit it. 30 assists, 13 turnovers. That's beautiful basketball. And I thought the defense was really sharp. As he noted, the second crew came in the second quarter with a lot of energy, but they had good purpose on their defense. They helped each other a lot. They made stops. They got out in the open floor. Seemed like Leandro Barbosa was just going to the rack the whole second quarter. And then McAdoo came in the third. He did a good job. And, you know, Livingston did his usual good job just in the post with those mismatches. So they were sharp.
Barbosa had 13 points off the bench.
Good.
He is just flying to the basket. And if you give him an open jumper, he will make it. The Warriors had to play small a lot tonight. We'll get to Festus's return game. He didn't play a whole lot, 4-minute intervals here and there, because Andrew Bogut, we saw the injury on Friday night. Avery Bradley, just curiously, does not go around the screen. He goes right into the big man's chest and knocks him down, and Bogut's grabbing for the right side of his ribs, so he did not play tonight. He went right back directly on Friday night back into the locker room, and we did not see him the rest of the game. And when I see it on the right side of his ribs, Saint, we got to get a little bit concerned. Ronnie said there's no break there, but I go back to late in the season 2 years ago, April of 2014. They're playing at home against the Denver Nuggets, kind of like what happened here with Avery Bradley. The manimal, Kenneth Faried, will run into him, and that's when he first suffers the rib injury. And then later, just a few games later, he gets nailed in Portland. So the fact that he's grabbing for the right side of the rib was where the area where he broke his ribs 2 years ago.
And for anyone who's had a broken rib, boy, that's painful. Then you've got to get back out there and difficulty with breathing, and then all the turning and twisting. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be really sore for him. Hopefully, you know, it calms down, but you know, we need big Bogues out there to anchor the defense.
All right, so the good news is he was able to play. You just hope that they're not tender enough where they're possibly breakables. again, 2 years ago, the manimal hit him, and then a few games later, he got sandwiched between Robin Williams, LaMarcus Aldridge, then Blazers, and the injury occurred. So he did not play tonight. So the perfect time to reinsert Festus Ezeli back into the lineup. Festus has not played since January the 25th when he had that knee injury against San Antonio. And as we thought, he's hopping around. He can't wait to go. He played in 4-minute intervals. First quarter, he played 4 minutes and 26 seconds. A little lively there. They threw him a couple of alley-oops. The third quarter, he came in and played 4 minutes and 51 seconds. Did not come back in, as you don't want him to cool down on the bench, Saint. So they'll try to up it a little bit to get his stamina up and to get him ready to play more meaningful minutes late in the year and obviously playoff time.
Well, he gets a dunk pop, he gets a block shot, and then we both loved the bounce pass that he threw that Clay missed the layup, but they ran a split off of him on the left box, and he drew that drop pass beautifully. So I liked what he did tonight. I bet he's feeling just really chipper because, you know what? He's back out there, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
that's a long time he's been out.
He made a really nice pass, as you say, Draymond. He was dropping dimes, like baby Damian Lillard does. But the one pass that caught our attention is this one, Saintly. Sean Livingston, as we are going to come back and give you the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And I believe Sean Livingston had a couple of moves tonight, behind the back, wrap around to the corner. But here, the no-look little skip a pebble across a pond and right in there for a layup. Could that make the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do? Saintly in the highlight zone. Guy we didn't talk a lot about tonight was Klay Thompson. But there's so many elements of his game. Look at him take the contact here from Alan Crabb and still finish along the baseline. So many elements of his game. He is just to see him getting better and better on a nightly basis.
I love when he goes down on the box like that. He's really got a great up fake and turnaround jumper. We all know about those jump shots. I loved his movement without the ball as well.
That shot by Steph, 1,000 threes for the Warriors. Not tonight. Throughout the year, although it seemed like it was tonight. Livingston, I presume. Look at this.
What?
Is that an amazing pass in transition?
Gorgeous.
He was passing the ball so well tonight. Livingston had 4 assists. That's one of the Warriors' 30 assists tonight. And you love the turnover total. Remember the coach wanted just 13?
Yep, exactly.
They had a Baker's dozen tonight. So that 1,003 by Steph. They added 13 more. Baker's dozen again. The Rockets set the record of the NBA last year with 933. The Warriors have obliterated that, and they're on pace to get about 1,065. We'll see how high they can take it, as they do have 5 more games to go. But the shot making that was on display tonight, they made 18 threes. And again, Steph Curry made 9 more threes tonight.
Yeah, you know what? There was one shot you said from in front of their bench. I didn't know if it went in. I looked.
The
and
net
I said,
never moved.
Didn't even move. I said, maybe he banked it in her. He was just out of sight, and I loved him and Damian Lillard going back and forth in that third quarter. That was really fun stuff.
All right, so they've got 1,013 threes. We'll see how many they can get. Draymond Green very nearly had a 13th triple-double just a few games ago. Yeah. He got it tonight as he went 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. It's the most triple-doubles in a single season by far in Warriors history now with 13. Second most in the league this year with Russell Westbrook. He's now 3rd all-time on the Warrior triple-double career list. The Hall of Famers are 1-2. Tom Gola had 20, the underrated great point guard from the Philadelphia Warrior days. Guy Rogers has 17, and now Draymond has 14 career. He had 1 last year, and this year he's got 13 triple-doubles. Let's get reaction right now from Draymond Green. 22, 10, and 10.
Great teammates, you know. They don't give me the ball in good spots, I don't score. They don't knock down shots, I don't get assists. And if they don't box their man out, I don't get rebounds. So, you know, that's a complete team effort. That's not something you just do on your own.
Did you feel that you were playing well, even in the first quarter, even though Portland was hitting shots?
Oh, yeah, they did think we were playing well. I didn't think we were playing great, you know, but I thought we were playing pretty good. But they were hitting everything, and we knew that, you know. Like, they can't keep this up the rest of the game. Just stay the course, you know, and it'll turn for us. And once our bench came in, they got stops. They pushed the tempo for us, and then that's when we were able to get it going.
Steve made the point that it's just the way teams have played against you all year is going to make you really tougher as a defense.
Absolutely. You know, it helps, you know, for the way they've played us all year. I mean, it's getting us ready for the playoffs because it's been a playoff type game pretty much every time we step on the floor with the way, you know, everybody's approaching the game against us. So you're kind of used to that intensity as opposed to having to warm up for it. It kind of be who we are.
Games have really piled.
All right, Game 3 of the Warriors' 4-game homestand is coming up, and the Minnesota Timberwolves with Ricky Rubio, Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, and the guys may get every single vote for Rookie of the Year. Karl Anthony Towns will make their first appearance this year at Oracle on Tuesday night. We'll get you ready. On to drive ahead. For the first time all year, the Timberwolves are coming to Oakland. We've seen them twice, both in the Target Center in Minneapolis, November the 12th. Steph went for 46, and the Warriors blew him out 129 to 116, Stanley. But we saw him just a few weeks ago, March the 21st. 23 ties, the last one at 101. Warriors broke it with 2:40 to play. As the bench had a big game, they outscored them 36-8. The Splash Brothers didn't shoot the ball great that night. Leandro Barbosa was big, and the Warriors got out of there barely with a 109 to 104 victory.
You got a chance Tuesday night to see a budding star. Karl Anthony Towns is going to have a terrific career in our league. He's going to be an all-star for years to come. Wiggins, quality player. LaVine, the dunk champion. They've got some good young pieces, and it's going to get better for them with a lot of cap room and a good draft pick.
Karl Anthony Towns today, they lost at home to the Dallas Mavericks, had 21 rebounds and 9 assists from the center. The way he handles the ball for a big guy is amazing. All right, next time you see me in this chair, Tim Flannery will be in that chair. Randy Wynn will be in that chair.
Music?
As we bring in Kelly and Henry.
Should I
what
be
a great
Flan?
time of the year.
I'll be Flan.
Yeah,
You brought a blanket, right?
Great
You're just
time of
gonna
the year.
sleep?
Basketball, baseball, hockey. It all comes together. We love it.
I know, Pop. I hope you brought a blanket. I assume you're just going to sleep here overnight. We have Steph Curry, by the way, coming up. And as we saw at the end of the game, he has eyes at the back of his head, even can knock down glasses of water behind him.
The man can do it all. By the way, what was Coach playing? What type of instrument do you play like this? Is that a violin?
I have no idea.